Hello guys, today I'm going to be teaching us how to draft an A-line skirt. So guys, I'm going to be teaching us how to fold our fabric in case you're working with your fabric directly. So in order for you to fold your fabric, there are two things we consider. We consider the length of the fabric which we are going to fold, and we also consider the width that we are going to fold it. Do you understand? Okay, now in order to consider the length, we look at the length of the skirt. Do you understand? In order to consider the length, we look at the length of the skirt. Now, in this case, let's consider the length first. How many inches are we going to be folding? I mean, the length of our fabric. Now, let's say the skirt length is 37. Do you understand? Now, add extra 2 inches for the hemming allowance up to that 37. It's going to be 39 inches. Now, it means that the length which you are going to be folding is not going to be lesser than 39 inches. Okay, now that we are done with the length, let's talk about the width. In order for us to get the width, we work with the highest circumference. In this case, let's say the highest circumference is the round hip. And the round hip, which is how many? 38 inches. Do you understand? The round hip is 38 inches. So we divide it by 4 and we are going to be getting 9.5. So this 9.5 now, there's something we call the flare extension, and it ranges from 6 to 10. Now let's say 9.5 plus 6, because we are going to be using 6 as our flare extension. So what we get now is what? 15.5. Do you understand? 9.5 plus 6, because 6 is our flare extension for this particular tutorial. Let's assume it is 6. Do you understand? So what we are going to be getting now is what? 15.5. So it now means that the material which we are going to be folding is going to be 15.5 in width. Do you understand? Yes. Then in length is going to be nothing less than 39. You can as well fold 40. Do you guys understand? Okay, so it means that the length of our fabric is not going to be lesser than 39. We can go ahead to fold what? 40 inches. Do you understand? Why the width is not going to be lesser than what? 15.5. Just know that you can also increase the flare extension from 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 or to 10 inches. So we are going to start from this is the measurement. As you can see, we have the round waist, which is 30 inches. We have the hip length, which is 8 inches. We have the knee length, which is 18 inches. Skirt length is 37 inches. Round hip is 38 inches. Then the half length. In order for you to get the half length, anytime you want to get half length of a skirt, there's a formula for it, and it's a very simple formula. The formula is the knee length, which is 18 inches, minus 3. You can also minus 4 or minus 5, depending on where you actually want the skirt half length to start. Do you understand? So it's dependent on the design which you're actually working on. So let's say we are actually going to be using 3 inches, which is the standard. So the 18 inches, which is the half length, minus 3 is actually going to be giving us 15 inches. So that means our half length for this skirt is 15 inches. So now we have our measurement. Next thing we need to do is to start marking our vertical measurements. The vertical measurements are from waistline to the hip length, which what we have is 8 inches. So let's work on that. Make sure you mark out the measurement point 8 inches. 8 inches. Make sure you also mark it out here in order to get a very straight line. 8 inches. So next thing you need to do is to take your rule and they connect. Then the next thing is the half length, skirt half length. Like we have already calculated, the skirt half length is now 15 inches. So after the skirt half length, the next thing is the skirt length. The next thing is the skirt length. So the skirt length, which is 37 inches, we have 37. So you also need to add extra 2 inches allowance, making it 39. Please also make sure you mark the same thing here. 37 inches plus 2 inches, making it 39 inches. After that, please use your ruler and they connect. So guys, after marking out this measurement point, so let's label it so that all of us will know which side. So this one is the waistline, this is the hip length, and this is the half length, skirt half length. This one is the skirt full length, and this is the 2 inches allowance. Okay guys, so after marking out your measurement points, the next thing we need to do now is to impute the circumference. So in order to impute the circumference, let's start with the waist. The waist circumference is 30 inches divided by 4. All you get is 7.5. Are you saying it? 7.5. Okay. Now add your extra 2 inches allowance. Look at it. Now there's something else I want you to also know, that apart from this 2 inches allowance, remember we are going to be putting that, and the dart on each side is ½ inch. That is a total of 1 inch. That we need to add extra 1 inch for the dart. Are you saying it? Okay. So the next thing we need to do now from here is to add our hip circumference. Hip circumference is 38 inches divided by 4 is what? 9.5. Are you saying it? Okay, so add your extra 2 inches allowance here. Okay. Then the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be imputing the circumference of the half length. In order for you to do this, there are different methods which we use to get this particular circumference. Some persons take what is on the waist down here, but I'm going to be showing you guys this simple trick. The trick is whatever you have here, that is plus the allowance. Look at it. 9.5 plus 2 inches is actually going to give us what? 11.5. Please take it down. Now look at it here. Take it down, 11.5 with a dot. Are you saying it? Now in order to give the fitting, the shape that we really want, we can either step in with extra 1, extra 1.5, or extra 2 inches depending on how fitted you want it to be at the half length. For the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using 1.5, as you can see. Look at it here. Okay, now the next thing we're actually going to be doing right now is, now look at this. Look at this. Whatever that you have here, are you saying it? What do we have here? We have a total of 10 inches here. Are you seeing it? Whatever that you have here, I want you to take it down at the downside. Now look at it. 10 inches. Are you seeing it? Now look at it. Whatever we have at the half length, take it down like this. Now the next thing you actually need to do is extend in order to get your flare. Remember I told you guys the least you can use is what? 5 inches. Are you seeing it? The least you can use is 5 inches, but for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using 8 inches for this tutorial. So after that, next thing we are going to be doing is that we are going to be connecting in order to form our skate shape. Now connect from this. You can connect with your free hand, or you can connect with your curve. Now you seeing it from here. Remember, we are not going to be connecting to this side, rather to this particular side, in order to give the right shape. Now when you have connected to this side, next thing you need to do is to take your rule and connect to your flare. Are you saying it? Okay. If you feel the flare is too much, then you need to use 6. If you feel it is not enough, you also need to increase it. As you can see, this is it here. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is we are going to be adding this base curve. You guys know that there's always a curve at the base. In order to add the base curve, we can just from here, are you saying it? From here, step up by 2. Are you seeing it? So let's say from the allowance here, step up by 2, which is going to be here, then connect it to the midpoint here. Now what do I mean by the midpoint? Look at it. When you measure from here all the way to this particular side, what do you have? You have about 18.5. All you have to do is to mark out the center part. Are you seeing it? So the next thing we need to do now is to take your rule or take your curve and connect it this way. So when you connect it this way, I think you'll be able to produce the front part of this A line. But there's still something else remaining. Remember when we were making pencil skate, I taught you guys about the waist effect. Yes, I told you guys what this waist effect does for us. It helps your skate to relax at the waist. So how do you do that? From here, you have to step down with 1 inch. Are you saying it? Okay. So when you step down with 1 inch, all you have to do is to connect from here down to this particular point. Please, while cutting, I don't want you to put scissors here yet. You can only put scissors here when you are done with your back pattern. Now, this waist effect, you can also avoid doing it when you're working with a high waist skate. When you're working for a high waist skate, there is no need of you putting this particular effect here because the body doesn't need that effect. Well, so far as it is a high waist, but if it is a natural, you are wearing the skate on your natural waist, you actually need this effect. So next thing we need to do is to use our scissors and cut it up. Then we can now fold our material for the back pattern. Okay guys, so there's something I actually forgot to do. I forgot to add the skate dart. Where's that? So in order for us to do that, remember what I taught us. The formula to get your skate dart is the waist circumference divided by 8 inches. Yes. So in order to do that, the waist circumference, which is 30 inches divided by 8, is actually going to give you 3/4. So place your tape from here and mark out 3/4. Are you seeing it? Okay. 3/4 is very close to the 4 inches. In case you don't know how to do this, please, you need to learn your measurements very, very well. So now, since this is 3/4, you see, just draw a straight line. Okay. Now, this particular straight line, the dart is going to be stopping. The length of the dart is going to be stopping at what? 2 inches above the hip length. Please, this is actually how we get all our dart lengths. Do you understand? 2 inches above the hip length. Look at it here. From here to here is what? 2 inches. So it means that our dart is 6 inches. Are you seeing it? The dart, the hip length is 8 inches, and I say 2 inches above the hip length, which is 8 minus 2, which is going to be giving you 6 inches. So in order to mark out this dart, all you have to do is from here, make sure you mark out half an inch. From here, make sure you mark out half an inch. So next thing we need to do is to take our rule and connect it this way. So next step is for us to draft the back pattern. Okay guys, so after drafting the front part, it's time for us to draft the back panel. So in order for you to draft the back panel, just the same way you have folded for the front, but just make sure that the back has like extra 6 or above. Do you understand? I mean, the width of the back has like extra 6 inches and above. The same thing goes to the length, extra 6 inches and above. Why we are talking about that on length is because in case you want to put a tail on it. Do you understand? Now, where is this 6 inches or above coming from? Do you guys still remember that we added 6 inches and above? That is up to 8 as here in order to get the flare. That is what I'm saying. If you added 6 here, then make sure you need extra 6 at your back when it comes to width, and you need extra 6 when it comes to the length. That is if you need a tail on your skate. Do you understand? So since we used 8 here, we are still going to be using 8. So look at what we are going to be doing right now. Make sure you mark out 8 inches allowance straight. Okay guys, after you are done marking it out, next thing you need to do right now is to take your front part and place it this way. Now, how do you place it? Now, look at this back. Like I told you guys, we are not working on a high waist, so it means that we also have to apply the waist effect at the back. So in order to apply the waist effect at the back, we need to place this in a way that you'll be having extra 1 inch here. Do you guys understand? So we're having extra 1 inch at the back. This is to give the back waist effect, such that when you are, or probably when you bed down, your skate will not be showing your butt. So after you are done, next thing you need to do is to mark out your zipper allowance, which is actually 2 inches allowance. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now look at it. Mark 2 inches to get to the half length. Okay. Now look at it. We have 2 inches allowance. Now this is the half length, as you guys can see. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do, in case you are actually working on an A-line skate which is not going to be having tail at the back, that means your back part is supposed to also end at this particular point. So what do you have to do? Look at it. All you have to do is to, from here, connect it to your 8 inches. Are you seeing it? Remember, this is the center back. Do you understand? But in a situation whereby you want to put a tail on it, all you have to do is, remember guys, we added 8 here, so we still use the same 8 here. Do you understand? So let's say the 8 is here, so we have to draw a line like this for the 8. Are you seeing it? Okay. So next thing we have to do, from here, don't connect from here, because in here is actually the original length. Next thing we have to do is from here, just connect to where the original length is. Are you seeing it? Okay. So now that you have connected, next thing you need to do is, now look at it very well. Next thing you need to do is, with a curve, connect from here. Are you seeing it? All the way down to this side in order to form the skate. Are you seeing? So this is simply how to make your A-line skate, especially the back part. So the next thing we still have to do now is complete the waist. So in order to complete the waist, all you have to do is from this same spot, connect it down to this particular place. Now let's do that, guys. So guys, the next thing we need to do is we need to use our scissors and cut it off. This is the back panel, as you guys know. Okay guys, next thing we need to do is to cut off this particular spot in order to give the waist the back waist effect. Then at the end of the day, in front also you do the same thing. Are you seeing that both sides are equal? So next thing we have to do is to notch the front part of your dart. Okay, after notching the front part of your dart, also make sure you get the back part of your dart and notch. Just follow this particular dart in order to get the back part. So you guys can see we are done with our A-line skirt. Are you seeing it? So next thing we have to do is to take it and trace on our material in order to get, and I will now show you guys how to do the stitching. Thanks and may God bless you.